and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Dawn here. So today I have figured out how to do a wine bottle and I am so happy with it. It even has a movable handle on it. There is a bottle of wine in there as well. And I'm so pleased, and it's just using 12 by 12 papers. So you need in total, to make one of these, you need 3 12 by 12 sheets of cardstock. And what you want to do is you want to cut, let me just move that, you want 2 6 by 6 pieces, so one's your base and one's your lid, and then you want to cut 4 pieces that are 4.5 inches by 12 inches. So you're wanting them, and then you also want to have 2 2-inch squares, and then the very last thing that you want is you will have 2 pieces of this size left over. Now on the one that I've just shown you, I used the full bit. For this one, I've actually cut this in half, so it's a 3-inch piece that's left, so I've cut it in half, so it's 1 inch 1.5 inch, sorry, by 12, and this is going to be our handle. I'm going to use both of them, and this is just going to ensure that it is reinforced so that it all is well. And then we have 2 brads as well. So that is what you're going to need. So let me just write this down for you. So you want 2 times 6 by 6 pieces. And you want 4 times 12 by 4.5 inches, and then you want 2 times 12 by 1.5 inches, and then you want 2 times 2-inch squares, 2 brads, and yeah. Oh, I spelled brads wrong. So that is basically what you need to make a wine bottle holder. So this is for a full bottle of wine, just a standard bottle of wine. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. Let me move my phone. I don't know why my phone's there. So just leave that there so that you can write down, I'm hoping you can see, you can write down the measurements of what you need while we go on to the next bit. So please feel free to pause the video here. So these bits and the handle bits you don't need until the very end, so we're just going to remove them to one side, and I'm going to start off with our 6-inch square pieces. So decide which one you want the top. This is going to be my top, and what you want to do is on one of them you want to score at 1.5, is it 1.5 inches all the way around? Let me, I'm sure it's one, yeah. So you want to score at 1.5 inches, turn, 1.5, turn, 1.5, turn, and then 1.5 and turn. So this is going to be our base. Now you do need to remember which is which. It is very, very important. Burnish all of your score lines down, and what you're left with in the center is a 3-inch square which will fit your wine in perfectly. So I'm just going to put a B just on the bottom on this bit that nobody's going to see, so I know that that's my base. Now for the lid, what you're wanting to do is you want to score at 1 3/8, and then turn, 1 3/8, turn, 1 3/8, turn, and then 1 3/8. Burnish all of these. And then this is just going to sit at the side. I'm just going to put this off over this side so that I know not to touch that just yet. You want to then take your pieces that are going to be the sides of your bottle, and you want to score put it on, so it's the short side, the 4.5 inch side, and you want to score down at 1.5 inches, and then you just want to burnish that down. So, and you're going to do that to all pieces. So score at 1.5 inches on the short side and burnish. 1.5 inches on the score side, burnish that down, and then our final piece is 1.5 inches, and then we're going to just burnish that. So that's all we need to do. So this can now go away because we don't need this. And what we're going to do, we'll start off by doing our base. So I'm just going to grab my scissors, and these corner bits, you're just wanting to cut down where the score line is, and then you want to take out a piece, like a little wedge just out of that corner, and you're going to do this to all 4 corners. So it's as if we're making a box. So that's what we're going to do. Now you can, if you want, you can take a wedge out of the other side as well. It's entirely up to you. Nobody's going to see it, so it's not like a it's not I can't even say it. So it's not a necessity. So you don't have to do that. So then once we've done that, just grab our glue, and then we're just going to pop glue on all of these tab bits. And we're going to stick our base together. Now you want to make sure there's plenty of glue there. Okay. And then we're just going to fold both sides up and stick these together just like so. And you're going to do this all the way around. Okay. So there's that. And then that. Right, okay, so that is our base all done. So let's just pop that off to the side, and then we're going to grab our side bits, and what we're going to do is we're just going to fold it down, and then you can either use wet glue for this or you can use double-sided tape. It is entirely up to you. I'm using wet glue because it is more forgiving, so I can get it into place quite easily. So now that I put glue on there, I'm just going to fold that over, and I'm just going to push these 2 pieces together and push them down, and that's going to line it up, because you want this to just line up along that edge. So just like that. So it's on that fold. So we're just going to do that to all of them. So I'm just going to make sure that's nice and adhered down. And then we're going to get our next one. And again, I'm just going to, I mean, you don't have to do it so that it's folded up against. You can just, so you do it this way. Where you just line it up like that. I personally like to have it so that I can, have it lined up perfectly. So I like to push the paper down so that everything is lined up. Okay, so there's that bit, and then the last piece, I'm going to stick that bit on, but we're not going to join it. You join that, we'll join all of this together when we add our base, and it just makes life so much easier. So we're just going to stick this on here, and again, just going to make sure that we are nicely adhered down. I'm just pushing it from the top, just make sure. Right, okay. So that's what we have. So that is going to end up together like that. So the next bit that we want to do is we want to take our base, and we're just going to pop some glue on. And again, we're just going to do quite a bit. And you just want to, so the bit without this bit on, so you want the end. Let's see if I can describe this properly. So this bit here that's going to end up sticking in there, you don't want to stick that bit yet. You want to go on to your next panel, so the second panel in, and you just want to line up your base in the score lines. Now you can bring up your sides, which really do help. So you could bring your sides up and then just pop it into place, and that will ensure that you've got a really good adhesion. Okay, and then You then want to take your glue and you want to just pop loads of glue on this side. And we're just going to bring that around and stick that down. Okay. So that's our second bit. So we'll burnish that nicely. And like I said, I use wet glue because it means that we've got that, we've got that ability to move it around if we haven't got it quite right. So then more glue on here, and then we're just going to bring this one down. So this is our final one. I'm just going to push that in. Okay, and we're just going to pop that down and make sure that's nicely burnished, like so. And then what we're going to do, I'm just going to fold that over, is I'm going to put glue on here, like I have done with the others. And then I'm just going to fold this down here, like that, and stick that onto there. Okay, then I'm going to grab my glue and we're just going to put glue right up the length of this. So we're just wrapping it around our piece, like so. And then I'm just going to put a little bit more on that, and then we're just going to fold this over, line it up and make sure that it's all nice and straight, and then just sort of press on that seam, and then yeah, we're just going to push that and burnish it. So either put your hand in like I'm doing, or you can use a ruler or anything just to help that stick. So that is the base for our bottle. So as you can see, it's all nicely adhered. So we're just going to put this to one side to dry, and we're going to bring in the lid. So we're going to do exactly the same to the lid as we did with the base. We're going to just cut down on those corner bits, take a wedge out, but we're actually going to take a wedge out of both sides on this one, because this is the lid, we will see it. So it is vital that you do it. So you want a little wedge out of each side of those corner flaps, like this. Okay, and then here, and then last one. Okay, so now that that's done, we're going to just stick our lid together. So same as the base, put plenty of glue onto those little flaps there. I'm just going to do that all the way around and here, and then I'm just going to take these up. Now if you're I would highly suggest when doing this, measure your wine to see if it will fit in a 3-inch square base. Most bottles will, but if you're doing something like Prosecco, they are a bit wider, so you'll have to accommodate for that. But yeah, so just going all the way around. So there we have it. That is nice and stuck. So then we have our piece, and that's our lid sat on quite nicely. Next bit that we need to do is we want to do our handle. So I'm going to grab this bit and I'm just going to pop glue all over it, just to reinforce it, because it is going to be holding a bottle of wine. Okay, and we're just going to put these two bits together. Okay, and just like that. So that is our handle all done. So leave that to one side a second. Then with these pieces, what I'm going to do, these are just to reinforce our holder itself, is I'm just going to pop them inside, but I'm going to pop them inside about 1 inch down. Okay, so just there. And that's going to reinforce where we're going to put the brads in. So I'm going to do the same with this piece. And we're going to put it in about 1 inch down. And the reason why we're doing a 2-inch bit is because we'll definitely catch it. so it'll all be good. So there we have it. So we've got our 2 reinforced pieces in there. So now that we've done that, I am going to grab my corner rounder, and I just want to round these corners. Now I wished I'd done it on my prototype one, so I highly recommend rounding the corners. If you don't have a corner rounder, you can just do it with your scissors, but I think it'll just make it go a lot better. Once you've done that, what you want to do is you just want to line up your 2 ends and grab your hole punch, and we're just going to pop a hole in, but you need the hole to be smaller than your your brads. So we've got our hole punch there. Now for this bit, I'm just looking, I did have my oh, there they are, my brads are here. So for the holes on this bit, what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to measure down where I want it. So pop the lid on, make sure I've got it with the reinforced sides, and I'm wanting it to go about there. Okay, and I'm just going to grab my pokey tool and poke a hole through, because this bit doesn't need to move, so this bit is fine. Grab my brad, I'm just going to stick that in. So I'm using a snowflake one, and then we're just going to open those things out, so that now moves. And then what we're going to do is try and match it up with the other side. So if you just sort of look and try and get it about the same, put a hole in again, and pop our brad through. I'm just going to open, so if you can, it's a bit awkward because of the size of this, but yeah, there we go. So there's our handle all working, and then there's our lid. So that it, and then we just put that on, and then there we go. So we now have a wine box with a handle and a lid, and because we've reinforced this and we've reinforced this, that won't budge now, so you'll be able to carry your wine. And the other thing is, I mean, it will be absolutely fine, but what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be putting ribbon round as well, so there's a nice big bow on the top, because I just think it'll look really pretty. But yeah, I thought I'd come on and share it with you. So I really hope that this video has been inspirational, and that you have a go at making your own wine box. I just think it's lovely, and we have so many paper pads that are 12 by 12. I just think that, you know, we need to be using them up. So that's what we need. That's what you need to create this. So yeah, I really do hope you've enjoyed it. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and hopefully I'll see you again in another video very soon. But until then, please do all take care and happy crafting. Bye.